Hey there, my name is Brittany Bryden. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. This is a BB Method flow class dedicated to all levels of practitioners. I will give you an option a little later in the class to add in some funky things if that's available to you, but keep in mind to listen to your body, modify as you need. All you really need today is a mat. You can use a couple blocks, especially if the floor is pretty far away from you. Use those as well. The next thing is, if you like to have music on the background, I made a playlist for this class, so just click the link in the description box, put it on in the background on your Bluetooth system, and you're good to go. All right, let's get started. So you're gonna step to the top of the mat, separate your feet nice and wide, bend your knees a lot, hinging from the hips, fold forwards and towards the legs. So the hands come to the floor. I want you to close your eyes and just do whatever feels good here. So maybe it's moving the head a little side to side. Keep the knees bent. Notice how this shape feels for you right here. If there's any stress you're holding on to around the head and the neck and the shoulders, feel like they're falling out of your here. Bend deeply into your left leg, straighten out your right leg, open the chest to the right, and just reach out right arm up towards the ceiling. And then set your right hand down, bend into your right leg, and reach your left arm up. Set your left hand on the floor, keep your knees bent, and slowly roll up to stand. As you come to stand, I want you to bring your left foot towards center, and your right leg is going to come in towards the chest. So just interlace your hands below your knee. I know, starting it off with the balance, I'm so mean, I get it. Keep lifting up out of that standing leg, and just notice right away where your mind is right now. So if it's full of chaos and thought, you're going to have a hard time balancing. So can you just bring yourself in to the breath? You are not here long. And then I want you to place your right foot on top of the left thigh. So you're going to open your right knee out to the right side. Really root your left foot down. Just start to bend your left knee and start to lower your hips down. So just notice how that feels for the hips today. If you do feel a little wobbly, you can take your hands to those blocks, or maybe you're near a wall that you can rest your hand on. You're going to come up to stand, and as you come up to stand, interlace the hands below that right knee again. Hug the right leg in towards your chest. You're going to leave your left hand where it is and reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. So lift up tall first on your inhale. Then when you exhale, rotate your chest to the right, reach your right arm back, and start to follow the hand. Notice how that feels in the spine today. And then come back to center, take both hands below the knee one more time. Cross your right leg in front of the left leg. So bend your knees a little or a lot here. Reach both arms up towards the ceiling. Your right hand is going to reach for your left wrist. Pull that left arm up, let the shoulder lift. Lean over to the right, but then take your hips a little over to the left. Bring yourself to center. Bend your knees, fold forwards into the legs. So hands either come to those blocks or maybe the hands come to the floor. And then I want you to leave your right foot where it is and take a big step back with your left leg. It's gonna feel weird because you're kind of crisscrossing at the legs here, so don't move that right foot. Set your left knee down on the floor and start to come onto the outer edge of your right foot. So you're gonna open up the hips, so send that right knee out to the right side. Ooh, how does that feel for you today? So staying here for a few breaths, you can stay exactly where you are. You can walk your hands in all different directions, finding different points in the hip. So either your hands, or if you have blocks, take your blocks with you. You're going to shift your hips back. Draw your right toes back towards the face, coming into a half split. So again, don't move the foot. That way we get that nice stretch in the outer line of that right hamstring. And then walk your hands forwards. Come onto the outer edge of the right foot, open up the hip. And then shift your hips back for that half split variation. Draw the right toes back to your face. And then one more time, walk the hands forwards, bend the front leg, open up the hip. Take the hips back, half split, pause there. One more breath. And then walk your hands forwards, bend in the front leg. But now walk your right foot over to the left side and come all the way down onto the outer right thigh. Bend your left knee. Keep the hips open, but just bring that left heel in line with the knee. Turn your chest to face the front, and then before we go further, I want you to actively push the front shin or knee in towards the ground so that you have that action. Push the front shin into the floor. You can stay lifting up, or you can walk the hands forwards and fold in the leg. Don't lose that work. We're not here long. And then bring your hands onto the floor. Tuck your left toes under. Pick up your back knee. Lift the hips up and back. Three-legged dog. Take your right leg up towards the ceiling. Now take your right toes to your left heel, and I want you to see if you can get your left foot a little closer towards the ground. Get that nice stretch to the left calf. And then leave your foot, your right foot on the left heel. Come forwards in a plank. So you might have to walk your hands forwards a little bit. Shoulders tracking over top of the wrists. Feel like you're dragging your hands towards your feet. Make sure you're not sinking through the low back or the chest. And now let your heels fall to the right side. So you're coming onto the outer edge of the right foot, inside of the left foot, and reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. So find that base and that stability through the right arm. You can always set your right knee down to make it more supportive. Either way, I want you to take an inhale to reach that left arm up. Now as you exhale, like you're moving through a plank, pivot on the balls of the feet, take that left arm underneath you and reach over to the right. So make sure you're not hiking your hips up. And then that side plank again, reach that left arm up as you inhale. And then exhale, find that twist through plank, left arm wraps underneath you, reach into the right. And then one more time, inhale, sweep the left arm up. And then exhale, wrap underneath you. Now take that left arm back up towards the ceiling. Lift your left leg up and take a small step behind you. So come on the ball of the foot, reach that left arm towards the front of the mat. Nice side body stretch. Left hand comes down to the floor, three-legged dog. Take that left leg up towards the ceiling. Now come forwards, bring your left knee to your nose, shoulders track right over top of the wrist. Get that knee in towards you. Step your left foot forwards. Now bring your right knee on the floor beside your left foot and come to sit on that right heel. So sit up tall. Left hand is going to come on the floor behind you. So on your fingertips, lift up, reach that right arm up towards the ceiling. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, twist to the left and take that right arm outside of the leg. So get that feedback between the arm and the leg. Lift up a little bit taller, and then see if you can look back over top of the left shoulder. Come back to center. Hands to the floor, lift the hips up, step your right foot to the top of the mat. Fingertips to the shins, lift up halfway, lengthen the spine, and then fold into your legs. Bend the knees, nice and slow, roll up to stand. And then as you come to stand, this time it's your left leg coming in towards your chest, interlace the hands below the knee, lifting up tall, find your balance, ground through that right foot. Flex your left foot, place your left foot on top of the right thigh. Bend your standing leg, lower the hips down, and keep pressing that right heel into the floor. This feels good on my hips today. Hopefully it does for yours too. One more breath. And then as you come to stand, bring that left leg back towards the chest, both hands below the knee. Find your stability there first. Then leave your right hand where it is and reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. So lift up, then rotate the chest to the left, reach that left arm back and follow the hand. Come back to center, both hands below the knee. Take a breath there. And as you exhale, cross your left leg in front of the right leg. Both arms reach up towards the ceiling. Left hand's gonna reach for your right wrist. So reach that right arm up, draw your ribs in, lean over to the left, but take your hips to the right. Come back to center. Bend your knees, fold forwards, hands to the blocks or the floor. Relax the head down, maybe close the eyes. And just make sure you're not pushing the hips back. So still engage the inner thighs. Bending both knees, leaving that left foot exactly where it is, and take a step directly back with that right leg. So you're on the ball of that right foot. Then set the right knee down, shift onto the outer edge of the left foot and open up that left hip. So staying here for a few breaths, walking your hands in different directions. So you're going to keep that left foot flexed, but you're going to shift the hips back, straighten out the left leg, and draw your left toes back towards the face. Walk your hands forwards, bend in the left leg, open up the hip, come on to the outer edge of the left foot, and then shift the hips back. Half split, draw the toes back to the face. One more time, walk the hands forwards, come on the outer edge of the left foot, and then half split, hips go back. Pause here. And then hands walk forwards, bend in the front leg. Walk your left foot a little closer towards your right hand. Come down onto the outer edge of that left thigh. Open up the hips towards the right. Bend that right knee. Actively press a left shin and knee to the floor. Chest towards the front. And then fold forwards and towards the leg. Again, we're only here for about 3 breaths. Hands come back onto the ground. And as you straighten out that right leg, tuck the right toes under. Pick the hips up and back. 3-legged dog. Left leg goes up towards the ceiling. Now take your left toes to your right heel and try to get your right heel closer to the floor. Hips stay up and back. Left foot stays where it is. Come forwards into that plank. You might have to adjust your hands. Engaging through the inner thighs, the glutes. Hug the core in towards the midline. And then let the heels fall over to the left side. So again, you can set that left knee down on the floor. Side plank, reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. So your inhale is to reach. Exhale, as you pivot on the balls of the feet, take that right arm underneath you and reach to the left. And then inhale, reach that right arm up. Exhale, wrap underneath you, reach to the left. One more time. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Exhale, wrap underneath you. And then take that right arm up towards the ceiling. Lift that right leg up and take a small step behind you. Come on the ball of the foot, side bend, reach that right arm towards the front of the mat. Right hand comes down the floor, turn on the ball of your left foot, 3-legged dog, right leg back up towards the ceiling. Draw that right knee into the nose, shoulders track right over top of the wrist, or maybe they come forwards over top of the fingers. Step your right foot down on the floor. Bring your left knee on the floor beside your right foot and sit on the left heel. Right hand comes behind you, lift up tall, left arm up towards the ceiling. Twist towards the right, take that left arm outside of the leg. Crown of the head lifts up as you inhale. And then exhale, find that twist as you look back. Come back to center, set both hands down on the ground. Lift the hips up, step your left foot to the top of the mat. Halfway lift to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Bend your knees, slowly roll up to stand. Reach both arms up towards the ceiling, take an inhale. Exhale, hinge from the hips, fold forwards. Halfway lift to lengthen. Hands come down, step back into plank or table. Bend the elbows either way with control, lower all the way down. Untuck the toes, press the tops of feet on the ground. Elbows wrap in, baby cobra, chest draws forwards and up. And then lower to the floor. Tuck your toes under, table or full plank. Downward dog. Root your hands into the floor. And then heels lift, bend the knees. Hopper step, make your way to the top of the mat. Take a halfway lift to lengthen. And then fold into the legs. Coming to stand, both arms sweep up. Hands come together, heart prayer. Arms reach up. Fold forwards in your legs. Halfway lift. Hands come down, step back into plank. Up to you whether the knees are up or down. Chaturanga, bend the elbows lower. Baby cobra or up dog if that's in your practice. And we'll meet in downward dog. Looking forwards, bend your knees, make your way to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, and then fold. Coming to stand, both arms reach up. Hands together, heart prayer. So we're gonna do one more round like that. Arms reach up, fold into your legs. Halfway lift, lengthen. Hands come down, step back into plank. Chaturanga vinyasa, whatever that looks like to you. Take a few breaths in your down dog when you arrive there. And then you're going to come down onto your knees. Swing your legs over to either side and then make your way down onto your backs. Bring both knees in towards your chest. Rock a little side to side. Take both legs up towards the ceiling. So try to keep your feet tracking over top of the hips for a moment. Take an inhale, expand through the ribs, and then exhale, feel your frontal hip bones pull in towards one another. So feeling heavy or being heavy through the pelvis. And just take a few more breaths like that, activating through your core. So we're going to keep with that activation that you found here. We're just going to switch up with the legs. Now I want you to leave your left leg where it is. Your right heel is going to come down to a hover. Interlace the hands behind the back of the head, elbows wide, and then lift the chest up, getting both shoulder blades off the floor. Take your right heel towards the front left corner of the mat, and then cross your left leg slightly to the right. Now take your right elbow and try to touch your left knee. And then come back to center, bring both legs up, so reset. We'll switch sides. So now bring your left heel down to a hover. Crisscross, so take that left heel to the right corner, cross that right leg to the left. Left elbow is coming towards the right knee. And then back to center, both legs up. Right leg down, cross the legs, right elbow to the left knee. Come back to center, both legs lift. Left leg down to a hover. Cross the legs, left knee right, or left elbow, right knee, and then come back to center. So you're going to keep going with this pattern, just at a pace that works for you. So follow your breath. You can pick up the pace, you can slow it down more. When you find that twist, really try to get both shoulder blades off the floor. Keep going, couple more rounds. Last one on each side. So when you finish that second side, bring both knees in towards your chest. Rock a little side to side. Set both feet down on the mat about hip distance apart, hands on the floor, framing the hips. Press the feet down, use your glutes to lift the hips up. You can stay there, or you can walk your shoulder blades underneath you. If you can interlace the hands and press the arms into the floor. Release the hands, slowly roll down the back. Bring both knees in towards your chest. Rock and roll, or you can roll to one side, however is easiest for you. We'll make our way in our hands and knees in table. So when you do come into table, just move through a couple cat-cows. Following your breath. and then downward dog. So as we make our way into our last little flow, I want you to keep in mind that I will give options out, but just remember that they are just options. So listen to your body, modify as you need. Heels lift, bend the knees, make your way to the top of the mat. Take a halfway lift to lengthen, and then fold in the legs. Come to stand, sweep the arms up. Hands come together, heart prayer. All right, right leg comes in towards the chest. Interlace the hands below the knee, find the balance there. Figure 4, right foot on top of the left thigh. So press the left foot down, hinge from the hips, lower the hips down. So you can stay exactly where you are, but if you would like to add a little twist here, you're gonna take your upper right arm into the sole of your right foot. Bring your hands together in prayer so your left elbow faces up. Push the hands together and then turn the chest towards the left. Try to keep the hips low. Bring the chest to center if you are twisting. Now your left hand is either going to come below your right knee or to the outside of your right foot. Either way, bring that right knee in towards the chest. So if you do have a foot and you like to play around with it, you're going to push the foot into the hand and send the leg forwards. We are all reaching the right arm up. Inhale to lengthen. Then exhale, twist the chest to the right, reach your right arm back, and see if you can follow the hand. Take your gaze to something that might be a little out of your comfort zone today. Bring your chest back to center. Gently let go of that right leg, cross the right leg in front of the left. Both arms reach up towards the ceiling. Right hand to your left wrist, reach that left arm up, lengthen, then lean to the right, hips go to the left. Bring yourself to center. Bend the knees, fold forwards and towards your legs. Now we can stay exactly where you are, or if you'd like, and crow is in your practice, you're gonna come in a crow with your ankles crossed. So you're gonna lift the heels up, take the knees out to the side, bend the knees, ground the hands, fingers face forwards. Get your knees high up on the arms, protract through the shoulder blades, engage to the core, then lean forwards and bring your heels in towards your glutes. Wherever you are, you have 3 more breaths. For 2. If you're balancing, lower your feet down. We should all still have the right leg in front of the left. So bend your knees, take that giant step back with your left leg, and set your left knee to the floor. Come on the outer edge of your right foot, open up the hip, and as we stay here for a few breaths, you can keep that back knee down or you can choose to lift the knee up. And walk your hands in all different directions. Notice where you feel a little stuck still in the hips. If that knee is up, set the knee down. We're all walking the hands or the blocks if you have those blocks still. For that half split, draw the right toes back to the face. Bend in the front leg, walk your hands forwards. Pigeon or 90-90, so walk your right foot over to the left side, come down onto the outer right leg. So you can do what we did before by bending that back knee. You can bring that knee a little closer to you, or you can open up the hip more. You can also choose to straighten that left leg. Either way, actively press that front shin into the floor and then fold forwards. Close the eyes. This is still your time, so try to stay connected to the now. Come onto your hands. Tuck your left toes under, pick up the hips. We're gonna meet in 3-legged dog. Take your right leg up towards the ceiling. And then take your right toes to the left heel. Leave the right foot where it is and find your way into plank. Heels fall to the right side. You can set that right knee down if you'd like. Left arm up. We're just gonna do 1. Inhale to reach. Exhale, find that twist through plank. Wrap that left arm underneath you. And then side plank, left arm up. Lift the left leg up. Take a small step behind you, either a side bend or maybe wild thing if that feels a little better in your body today. Left hand comes down to the floor, three-legged dog. Take that left leg up towards the ceiling. Come forwards, knee to nose. Step your foot down in between the hands. Right knee comes on the floor beside your left foot. Sit on the right heel. Left hand on the floor behind you. Right arm reaches up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist to the left. Right arm outside of the leg. Lift up tall and then rotate a little bit more if that's there for you. Come back to center, hands to the floor, hips lift, step to the top of the mat. Halfway lift to lengthen, fold down. Come to stand, arms sweep up. Hands come together, heart prayer. Last round, you guys. Left leg in towards the chest, hands below your knee. Balance there first. Then figure four, left foot on top of the right thigh. Open that left knee out, bend the standing leg, lower the hips down. You can either stay there or you're coming into that twist. So you're twisting the chest to the right, left arm into the sole of that left foot. Draw the right shoulder back, open the chest to the right. If you're twisting, come back to center. So right hand's either below the left knee or to the outside of that left foot. Bring the left knee in towards the chest to start. If you have the left foot, straighten the leg. Left arm reaching up, lift first. Then twist to the left, reach that left arm back. Follow it. Come back to center. Cross the left leg in front of the right. Both arms reach up. Left hand, right wrist, reach out right arm up. Lean the chest to the left, hips go to the right. And then come to center, bend the knees, fold into the legs. You're either staying there if you'd like your second crow. Ground the hands, lift the heels up, open up the knees. Setting it up, knees high up on the arms, lean forwards. And then heels come in towards the glutes. Another 3 or 2. And then softly land the feet. Bend the knees. You're taking that big step back with the right leg. You're on the ball with that right foot. Right knee comes on the floor to start. Come on the outer edge of the left foot. Open up the hip. So you can stay there or you can pick up the knee. And then just walk your hands around. If your knee is up, set the knee down. Half split, hips go back. Drawing the left toes back to your face. You do not need to fully straighten this left leg. Bend that left knee as much as you need. Walk your hands forwards, bend in the front leg, and then walk your left foot to the right side. Come down onto the outer edge of that left thigh. Choosing to bend that back knee or straighten it out. Press. Left shin into the floor, and then fold forwards. Catch your breath here, close the eyes. Hands come on the ground, tuck your right toes under. Last little part here. 3-legged dog, left leg up towards the ceiling. Take your left toes to the right heel. Come forwards into your plank. Heels fall to the left. Side plank, right arm up. So just one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, find that twist through plank. Right arm underneath you. Side plank, right arm up. Lift the right leg up. Take a small step behind you. Wild thing or side bend. Right hand to the floor, 3-legged dog, right leg up towards the ceiling. Come forwards, knee to nose. Step down in between the hands. Left knee comes on the floor beside your right foot, sit on the left heel. Right hand behind you, left arm reaching up. Twist to the right, left arm outside of the leg, and then look back. And then come back to center. This time, just lean over to the left so you can swing your legs forwards and give your legs a good shake. You're gonna make your way down onto your backs. We're gonna make our way into stillness. Bring your feet together, let your knees fall open. So if you do have blocks, you can slide your blocks underneath the thighs here to make it more supportive. You can take your arms out to the side, you can reach your arms up and over the head. You can rest your hands on your body. But especially after all of those cross patterns and twists, this should feel really nice, a good place to land and find some grounding. Take a moment to scan the body and see if there's areas where you feel some tightness still or some gripping. And use your breath to find some release there. Bring your knees into center. Slide your hips over to the right and take your knees to the left. So you can either stack your knees, maybe you want to cross one leg over top of the other. You can also make it more supportive by sliding a pillow or a block in between the thighs. Reach that right arm to the side. Shut down the eyes. Come back to your inhales and your exhales. Bring your knees through center and set up for the other side. And bring your knees through center. Take your legs out in front of you, wider than mat distance. Let your pinky toes just naturally fall down towards the ground. Bring the hands near the hips, resting the back and the hands on the floor. Chest lifts up a little bit so you can slide the shoulder blades underneath you. And then fully relax into the shape. Check in with yourself. How are you feeling here? This is still your time, so don't rush the process. Staying here in the shape for as long as you need. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to practice with me. I'll leave you with this gentle reminder to always be humble, be kind. Namaste.